Hello guys, I am Kaniska Kumar before you. Today we'll recite, discuss a very nice poem, When You Are Old, composed by the famous poet W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats. William Butler Yeats is an Irish poet. He loved Morgan passionately, but Morgan didn't respond to his love. So the poet W.B. Yeats is saying that when his lady love, Morgan, will become old and her hair will turn grey and she will sit near the fireplace feeling sleepy. At that moment, she will read the book consisting of his collection of poems, and she will think her bygone days, the moments of her youth when she was loved by many men. Some men loved her not seriously, her beauty only, and some men loved her truly. But the poet is saying that he he was the only man who loved her passionately, truly, and when she became old, those who loved her not seriously, only who had loved her beauty, their love was vanished. But he is the only man who loved her during all her ages. So his love should be treated as celestial love, true love. He demands this. So now let's recite the poem. Just listen to the recitation, then explanation of the lines of the poem When You Are Old. When you are old, when you are old and grey and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bus, murmur a little sadly how love fled and passed upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. This poem is addressed to Morgan, with whom the poet was passionately in love, but who never responded his passion. Now try to understand the first two lines of the poem. When you are old and grey and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, the poet, Mr. Yeats, asks her to think sometimes of her youth when she has grown old, when she is a grey-haired, aged woman sitting by the fireside, feeling sleepy and drowsy. Now, understand the last two lines of the first stanza. Take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. Mr. Yeats appeals his beloved to read the book full of his poems and reminisce her past. Let her then picture her youthful days when her eyes looked so deep and so black, and they had such a heartwarming expression in them. Next, we are going to understand the two lines of the second stanza. The lines are, how many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true. When Morgan was young and beautiful, many men loved her for her gaiety and her grace. Many admirers, ma- many admirers made love to her. Some of them were inspired by her genuine sentiment, and others by inconstant passion. The last two lines of the second stanza are, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face. This means there was one man, the poet himself, who had a spiritual love for her. The poet was able to look through her physical charms and perceive the sacred soul within her. The poet loved her not only in her youth but every stage of her life. The third stanza is like this, and bending down beside the glowing bus, murmur a little sadly, how love fled and passed upon mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. Here, the poet asks Morgan to picture to her mind the difference between what was and what is. She will then, in a mood of reflection and melancholy, bend beside the red hot coals in the fireplace and tell her in a low voice that all her lovers except one had proved inconstant. She will then realize that those men who loved her bodily attractions and physical charms had completely forgotten her, and that all their love had taken wing and hidden itself among the stars above. Love is here personified. When the beloved has become old, the love of a man travels upwards and is lost among the mountains overhead and among the stars in the sky. The mountains and the stars are not to be taken literally here. The idea is that love evaporates. Only the man who loved the pilgrim soul of the beloved still loves her in her old age.